Ever noticed how some people, when they get really excited about an idea,
Yeah.
they just have to tell everyone?
Oh, yeah,
Like
definitely.
they become like walking, talking evangelists for this thing they've
I
discovered.
don't know exactly what you mean.
That's the energy we're tapping into today.
Okay.
We're diving deep into this proposal that aims to harness the passion of, well, Holochain advocates
Uh-huh.
and turn them into like officially recognized ambassadors.
Interesting,
Kind of like giving those passionate folks, the
Totally.
tools and the platform to really spread the word.
I like it.
And what I think is so fascinating here
Yeah.
is how this program could really like boost Holochain's growth. Yeah. By
Absolutely.
basically empowering its most, I don't know, like gung-ho supporters.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're talking about like a really smart way to build a community
Mm-hmm.
around this. I mean, I think you'd agree, revolutionary technology.
It is. It is. It's got so much potential.
Okay, so before we go any further, let's just back up for a sec, just a tiny bit.
Sure.
For those who might be, just tuning in for the first time,
Right, right.
Holochain, it's all about kind of turning the tables on how we think about
Mm-hmm.
building and interacting
Right.
with those applications we use every day.
Okay.
It's about, like true decentralization,
Yeah.
putting users back in control of their data and like
Hmm.
doing it all in a way that's energy efficient.
Huge, huge.
So it's really about like, rethinking the whole system.
Yeah, from the ground up.
Exactly.
And while the tech itself is super groundbreaking, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even the best ideas,
Yeah.
they need people out there who are passionate about it,
No.
explaining it, championing it,
Yeah.
building a community.
Right. Because you can have the best idea in the world, but if nobody knows about it,
Exactly. It's all about the people.
it's all about the people.
And that's exactly where this proposal steps in,
And this is what I love about it.
Yeah, what's grabbing you?
This isn't coming from like Holochain HQ or some top-down
Yeah.
initiative,
It's not a corporate thing.
This is coming straight from the community
That's
with the folks who are already excited about Holochain and they want to see it like spread its wings.
Yeah, they're the ones on the ground. They see the potential.
Exactly. We're
That's-
talking about like a true grassroots movement here.
I love that.
And they're going about it in a way that I think is really unique.
Oh, how so?
They're actually putting
Yeah.
forward this plan to like really empower these advocates.
Interesting.
So it really speaks to the whole ethos of Holochain, right?
It does, yeah.
It's like this system where power and innovation,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't come from some central authority. It comes from the community.
Exactly. It's the people driving it. It's not just, talk either. They've
Right.
actually put together this concrete plan
Yeah.
for how this ambassador program would actually work.
Mhm.
And get this. They've even got a system for recognizing and rewarding these passionate people.
I love it. So let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay, let's do it.
What exactly is this Holochain Ambassador Certification Program all about?
So at its core, it's all about pinpointing those folks
Mhm.
who are already out there educating others about Holochain,
Okay.
giving them official recognition as ambassadors.
I like it.
But here's the twist.
Okay.
They're also setting up this donation-driven reward system
Interesting.
that encourages collaboration and helps the whole program grow.
So it's more than just like,
Right.
getting a badge on your profile and saying, "Hey, I'm an ambassador."
It's about action, yeah.
There's a real incentive to be like an active ambassador. Right?
Absolutely. They want people to really get involved.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this reward system. How does it actually work?
So picture it as a two-pronged approach.
Okay.
First, you've got the ambassador certification itself. To earn that, you need to go through these educational modules, participate in some workshops,
Yeah.
and really show that you're committed to building the community.
So it's not just about like,
Right.
passing a test or memorizing a bunch of
It's
facts.
such as theoretical.
You have to actually show that you're out there, like
Right, exactly.
spreading the word,
Yeah.
getting other people excited about Holochain,
Yeah, bringing people into the fold.
contributing,
hmm
like actually doing stuff. I like that.
It's about action, not just head knowledge.
I love that.
And then once you're certified,
Okay.
you become eligible for the second part, the donation-driven rewards.
Oh, cool.
And these rewards, they come from a community-funded pool,
Interesting.
which is managed by a smart contract. So everything is totally transparent,
Mhm.
and the distribution is automatic based on these preset rules.
Okay, let me make sure I understand that.
Yeah, of course.
So people who believe in Holochain,
Yeah.
they can donate to this pool.
Right.
And that money is then used to reward the certified ambassador.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the more people donate, the bigger that pool gets.
Right.
And the more ambassadors they can reward for their, for their work.
It's like a snowball effect.
It is. It's designed to grow organically, fueled by the community's passion.
That's amazing.
It's a pretty cool system.
I've seen like ambassador programs before for different things, but this feels different.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
What makes this model so unique?
Well, a couple of things really stand out.
Okay.
The sequential reward system, for example, it really encourages ambassadors to work together.
Oh, interesting.
Because each new donation, it benefits everyone,
Right.
not just one individual.
Yeah.
So it creates this sense of shared success and motivates ambassadors to support each other,
I bet.
in attracting new donors and spreading the word about Holochain.
So instead of competing,
Yeah.
they're actually incentivized to collaborate. That's pretty awesome.
And it creates this ripple effect
Yeah.
where each new donation, it builds momentum, rewards those who are already contributing,
Yeah.
and draws even more people into the program.
It's a really smart way to incentivize growth, right?
Absolutely.
And because the rewards are tied directly to bringing in those new donations,
Yeah.
ambassadors are motivated to actively promote Holochain, right?
Exactly. It's all about growing the ecosystem.
It's almost like a movement.
Yeah, it's not just a program.
More than just a program. Yeah.
It's a self-sustaining movement.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. And that's the ultimate goal, right?
That is.
To create a system that's not just effective, but it's also sustainable in the long run.
Right.
So the more successful the program becomes,
Yeah.
the more it can reward those who are making it happen.
It's a beautiful cycle.
It's a beautiful cycle, exactly.
Powered by the shared passion of the community.
I love that.
Okay, so we've talked about the theory.
Yeah.
How about we get into the nitty-gritty of how they actually plan to make this work?
I was literally just about to say that.
Great minds.
So how do they actually implement something this, I mean, it's ambitious, right?
It is, but they've got a plan.
Okay.
A phased approach, starting with what they're calling phase 1.
Okay.
Think of it like a pilot program.
Right.
Test the waters, prove the concept
Yeah.
before scaling up to something, more complex.
So starting small and building from there.
Exactly.
Okay, so what does this phase 1 look like?
So for phase 1, they're proposing selecting 10 ambassadors. 10, based on their existing contributions to the Holochain community.
So these are like the people who are already out there like doing the work.
Exactly. The ones who are already walking the walk.
They're the rock stars.
They're the ones who embody the spirit of the program, for sure.
Okay, so they handpick these 10 rock star advocates to kind of kick things off.
Yeah, to get the ball rolling.
And then what?
So they take these 10 ambassadors and they get their wallet addresses.
Oh, okay.
And plug those addresses into a smart contract.
So the smart contract is like the engine behind all this.
Yeah, it's the brains of the operation.
Okay.
And anyone who wants to support the program can donate to the pool that's managed by this contract.
Okay, I get it.
So it's all very transparent. And then the smart contract, it automatically takes care of the rewards.
So how are the rewards actually triggered?
Okay, good question.
Is it like some crazy algorithm?
Nope, they're keeping it super simple, at least for this initial phase.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, they set a threshold of $10 for each reward.
Okay.
Every time that donation pool hits $10, the smart contract sends that $10 to the first ambassador in the queue.
So the first one in line gets the $10, and then they go to the back of the line.
Back of the line, exactly.
Oh, got it.
And it just keeps cycling through like that.
And this is all like publicly visible,
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's all on the blockchain.
So there's no like shady stuff going on.
No, complete transparency.
I love
So
it,
it's easy to understand, easy to implement, and totally transparent, which is why they're starting with this simple approach.
Makes sense.
Test it out, see how it works.
But I imagine there are some limitations.
Well, of course, nothing's perfect right out of the gate.
Right.
One thing that comes to mind is scalability.
Yeah.
Managing a queue of 10 ambassadors manually, that's doable.
Yeah.
But imagine trying to do that with, like, hundreds or thousands.
Oh, yeah, that would be a nightmare.
That wouldn't be sustainable in the long run.
And also, there's the issue of trust.
That's a good point.
Like you're putting a lot of faith in those initial 10 selections and in the person who's like managing that smart contract.
Yeah, they've acknowledged that concern. And their plan is to get the community involved as much as possible.
That makes sense.
In choosing those first 10.
So it's about creating a system that's not just efficient,
right,
but also like really trustworthy.
Absolutely.
And truly represents the community.
It has to be a community effort.
So phase 1 is all about like laying the foundation, testing things out before they move on to something bigger and better.
Exactly. Think of it as a stepping stone to phase 2.
Okay, and what does phase 2 look like?
Well, in phase 2, they bring in this really cool platform called Zeely.io.
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 Okay.
It's like a way to turn learning and engagement into a game.
Ooh, a game.
Yeah, a fun, interactive game.
So instead of just like reading documents and taking tests.
Right. It's not your typical learning experience.
People can actually like level up their Holochain knowledge through these games.
That's the idea, yeah. Yeah, so with Zeely, they can actually go on these quests and kind of like, level up.
So these quests, they would like cover all sorts of stuff about Holochain.
Oh, yeah, a whole range of topics.
Okay.
From the basics, like the fundamental principles to the more, I guess, complex stuff. Like the real nitty-gritty of the tech and how it's being used.
So as a participant, like what would I actually be doing on these quests?
Well, you might be asked to like explain a concept in your own words. Or create some educational content, or even show that you can help, like, mentor newcomers.
So it's not just about absorbing information. It's about applying it, sharing it, helping others.
Exactly.
And that's cool because it makes the whole learning process more engaging.
Oh, yeah, way more.
Especially for those who, maybe traditional learning isn't their cup of tea.
Totally. This is like hands-on learning.
Gamifying it, that could really, like, boost participation.
For sure. It's fun. It's engaging.
Yeah.
People love a good challenge.
Exactly.
And it's not just about the knowledge either.
Yeah.
Zeely, it also lets you track and reward engagement.
So you're encouraging people to, like, actually be a part of the community.
Exactly. To contribute, to participate.
Okay. So you can have, like, quests that challenge people to, I don't know, like, join discussions online.
Yeah.
Create content that spreads the word about Holochain. Or even, like, organize real-world meetups.
Absolutely. Get people together in person.
So it's really about, like, building that community.
Yeah, making those connections.
And all of this, like, ties back to the rewards, right?
It does.
So it's still based on those donations
to
the smart contract.
So for phase 2, they'd actually create a new smart contract.
Okay.
Specifically for the Zeely competition.
Gotcha.
And those initial 10 ambassadors from phase 1, they'd get moved over to this new contract.
Okay.
But the real goal here is to expand the pool.
By adding the top performers from Zeely.
That's the ticket.
Okay, so let's say, like, hundreds of people join this Zeely competition.
Yeah.
They're learning about Holochain. They're doing these quests. They're engaging with the community.
But keep getting into it.
And then the top performers, let's say the top, 20%, they get added to that reward queue.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah, okay.
It's all about rewarding the people who are really putting in the effort.
And I think it's smart that they're talking about getting some, like, big names from Holochain and Holo to kind of, like, be mentors or judges.
It adds legitimacy,
Yeah, it's like having a celebrity endorsement.
Exactly. It gets people excited.
All right, so let's say I've earned my spot in that reward queue.
Yeah.
How long does this phase 2, like, actually last?
So they're proposing 3 months.
3 months, right.
For the active period.
So during that time, that new smart contract is distributing rewards, just like in phase 1.
Same basic principle, but with a bigger pool of ambassadors now.
Right.
More people to share the rewards with.
Okay, 3 months of rewards.
Yeah.
Based on those donations coming in.
Exactly.
And after those 3 months, what happens?
Well, they're not just going to, like, shut everything down.
Right.
They're thinking about the long term.
Okay.
So after those 3 months, the payouts stop. And any money that's left over, that gets transferred to a separate wallet,
Okay.
which is specifically for, like, maintenance.
So they're, like, setting aside some funds.
Yeah, for the future of the program.
To make sure it can continue.
To keep the lights on, basically.
That's responsible.
Yeah, they're not just, like, burning through all the money.
Okay, so this phase 2,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds a lot more dynamic and engaging than phase 1.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But you said they have even bigger plans for phase 3.
Yeah, they're really thinking big.
What can you tell me about that?
Well, phase 3 is where we see their, like, grand vision for the future of this whole program.
Right, lay it on me.
They're talking about dynamic ambassador tiers,
Mm-hmm.
project-specific funding pools,
Ooh.
and even revenue sharing.
Revenue sharing. Now we're talking.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack.
It is.
Dynamic tiers, revenue sharing.
It's like they're pushing the limits of what's possible
Yeah.
with this kind of community-driven program.
Before we jump into all that,
Yeah.
let's take a closer look at Zeely
Okay.
and how it like fits into the whole monetization side of things.
Yeah, that's important to understand.
Because I think it's crucial to see how all these pieces, they work together.
Absolutely. It's all connected.
All right, so let's break it down.
Let's do it.
How does Zeely go beyond just being, a fun way to learn about Holochain?
Right.
How does it streamline the whole ambassador program?
Okay, so one of the big things is onboarding.
Onboarding, okay.
Bringing new ambassadors into the fold.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of those traditional applications and interviews,
Yeah.
they can use Zeely to create a more interactive experience.
So imagine, you're a new recruit,
Yeah.
and you're guided through these quests
Mm-hmm.
that introduce you to Holochain.
Yeah.
Test your understanding
Right.
and encourage you to, get involved with the community.
Right from the start.
It's like a gamified welcome wagon.
It is. It is a fun way to get started.
I like it.
Make sure they're really passionate about Holochain.
Before they even get to that reward queue.
Exactly. Weed out the folks who aren't really committed.
Smart.
And Zeely also gives you a way to assess specific skills
Oh, interesting.
that are really important for being an effective ambassador.
So,
Yeah.
being able to explain Holochain in a simple way,
Yeah, clear communication.
or being able to, create, educational content,
Content creation is huge.
or even just being good at, mentoring.
Yeah, being a good leader.
So these quests, they can help identify those people who are natural,
Right, the natural communicators, the community builders.
Those who have that spark.
Exactly, the ones who are going to shine.
I'm really starting to see
Yeah.
how powerful Zeely can be.
It's a really versatile tool.
But how does all this tie back into, the rewards?
Good question.
How do you make sure those efforts on Zeely are,
Mhm.
recognized and rewarded financially?
Well, that's where the integration with the smart contract comes in.
Okay.
It's a little techy, but basically they can use an API to connect the two platforms.
So the smart contract knows what's happening on Zeely.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's say you complete a bunch of quests
Hmm.
and you prove you really know your stuff about Holochain.
And you're engaged with the community.
Exactly.
The smart contract sees that
Yep.
and automatically gives you a reward.
That's how it works.
Wow.
And it's not just about individual quests either. They're talking about using Zeely to manage a whole tiered system.
Different levels of ambassadorship.
Yeah, like bronze, silver, gold, platinum.
So the more you contribute, the higher you climb.
Exactly. It's like leveling up in a game.
It keeps people motivated.
Keeps them engaged.
Gives them something to strive for.
It's a smart way to structure the program.
And Zeely provides all the tools to manage this.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Tracking progress, making sure the rewards are distributed fairly.
It's all about creating a system that recognizes and rewards the people who are
Yeah.
really dedicated to the project.
The ones who are in it for the long haul.
Okay, this all sounds very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But, realistically,
Yeah.
building and maintaining a program like this,
It takes resources.
it takes money. It takes people.
It does, it does.
So where's all that money coming from?
Well, that's a question they address directly in the proposal.
Okay.
They've got several monetization strategies.
To make sure the program can keep running.
Exactly, to keep it sustainable.
Okay, so, we talked about that maintenance fee.
Right.
That's built into the smart contract.
That's one piece of the puzzle.
A little percentage that goes to the architect.
Yeah, that helps cover the basic costs.
But I'm sure they've got some other ideas too.
Oh yeah, they've got some more creative revenue streams in mind.
Okay.
One idea is to offer consulting services
Consulting. Okay.
to businesses that want to use Holochain.
So, they could help companies
Yeah.
figure out how to integrate Holochain.
Exactly. Provide their expertise.
Interesting.
And they could also, like, create and sell NFTs.
NFTs.
Ah,
Okay,
sí.
limited edition ones.
So, like, you could own a little piece of the ambassador program.
Yeah, or get exclusive perks.
That's cool.
So it's not just about rewarding ambassadors.
Right.
It's about creating a whole ecosystem.
This generates revenue.
Which can then support the program.
Smart.
It's a win-win.
Okay, so lots of possibilities.
Tons of potential.
We're still in phase 2.
We are, yeah.
Exploring Zeely, the gamification, taking it one step at a time.
But it's clear they're thinking big.
Oh, yeah. They've got a grand vision.
This program is about so much more than just Holochain.
What do you mean?
It's about, like, a new way of doing things.
Oh.
Building and supporting projects that we believe in.
Yeah.
Projects that empower people,
Mm-hmm.
that give control back to the community.
I like that.
It's like a glimpse into the future.
It is.
Where blockchain technology can create
Yeah.
more transparent systems,
Yeah.
more equitable systems,
Absolutely.
sustainable systems.
Driven by communities, not corporations. It's
Exactly.
a whole new paradigm.
And what really stands out to you about all this?
Well, for me, it's the level of detail
Yes.
they've put into this proposal.
It's clear they've thought this through.
They have?
They're not just, like, throwing ideas around.
Nope, they're building something solid.
They're building something real.
Something with the potential to make a real difference.
Yeah.
And I love their commitment to transparency
Oh, yeah.
and to making this a truly community-driven effort.
It's all about the community.
It is. It is.
I agree.
And this is just the beginning.
Oh, right.
We haven't even gotten to phase 3 yet.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah. Phase 3 is where things get really exciting.
Okay, phase 3.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Dynamic and sustainable future, huh?
That's the goal.
That was pretty ambitious.
It is ambitious, but I think they're on to something here.
Okay.
One of the, like, core ideas of this phase
Yeah.
is those dynamic ambassador tiers we talked about earlier.
Right. With
Those
Zeely,
correct.
bronze, silver, gold, platinum.
Yeah, those tiers become truly dynamic in this phase.
What does that mean?
So it's not just about, like, reaching a certain level and then just coasting.
Right.
You have to keep earning it.
Got to stay active.
Exactly. Keep showing your knowledge, your engagement, your commitment to the whole project.
So it's like rewarding sustained effort.
That's the key.
And how would they actually measure all that activity?
Well, Zeely comes in handy here again.
Okay.
They could use it to track all sorts of things,
Good.
completed quests, community engagement, content creation, social media activity.
So it's really about painting a picture.
It is. It's about showing that you're a valuable member of the community.
And those project-specific funding pools,
Yes.
how would those work in this dynamic system?
So the idea is to acknowledge that,
Yeah.
Holochain is more than just this one thing. It's a whole ecosystem
Right.
with all sorts of projects and initiatives.
Built on that same framework.
Exactly.
So instead of just having one big donation pot,
Right.
donors can choose to support specific projects
That's the idea.
that they're, like, personally passionate about.
Exactly. So if you're really into, let's say, a decentralized social media platform built on Holochain,
Yeah.
you can donate directly to that project's funding pool.
So you know your money's going to something you believe in.
Exactly.
And then the ambassadors who are working on that project, they would get a share of those funds.
That's how it would work.
It makes sense.
It creates a direct connection.
Between the funding and the actual work.
Exactly.
So the people making things happen,
yeah.
they're the ones getting rewarded.
The ones on the front lines.
I like that.
It's a way to make sure the resources are going where they're needed most.
It's brilliant.
It is. It is.
But it also sounds kind of complicated.
yeah, it's a bit complicated.
Like, how do you manage all those different funding pools?
Well, that's where smart contracts come into play again.
Okay.
Each project would have its own smart contract
Mm,
to manage the funds and distribute the rewards.
okay.
And because it's all in the blockchain,
Yeah.
everything is transparent.
Donors can see where their money's going.
Exactly. And ambassadors can track their contributions.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Zeely, dynamic tiers, project-specific funding.
It's a whole ecosystem.
But what about revenue sharing? That's the really big idea, right?
It's the long-term vision.
So imagine a Holochain app takes off,
Mm-hmm.
becomes super popular, starts making money.
Like, really successful.
They're saying a portion of that revenue
Yeah,
would go back into the ambassador program.
exactly.
Wow.
It's a way to create a sustainable funding mechanism.
So even if donations slow down,
the program can still thrive.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Kind of, yeah. The more successful the ecosystem, the more the ambassador program benefits.
It's brilliant.
It's a win-win for everyone.
Okay, I'm sold.
And again, it's all made possible by those smart contracts,
Right.
automating those revenue-sharing mechanisms.
Keeping everything fair and transparent.
Exactly.
Okay, they've thought of everything.
Well, almost everything.
What do you mean?
They have a few more ideas up their sleeve.
Oh, there's more.
Just a few things in the parking lot.
Like what?
Well, one idea is to create ambassador DAOs,
Yes.
decentralized autonomous organizations. It would give ambassadors even more control over the program.
So they'd be like voting on proposals,
Yeah.
managing funds, shaping the direction of the whole thing.
Exactly, taking that community-driven approach to the next level.
That's a whole other deep dive right there.
It is, it is.
No.
They've also talked about like an NFT marketplace where ambassadors could create and sell their own Holochain NFTs.
Oh, that's interesting.
And a portion of those sales would go back into the program.
So it's like another revenue stream.
Yeah.
And it gives ambassadors a chance to
Be creative, entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Maybe create some cool Holochain art or educational resources.
even access passes to events.
It's a cool way to tap into that whole NFT.
Getting that sense of like ownership and exclusivity.
Exactly. People love that stuff.
Okay, what else is in the parking lot?
One last idea. Reputation-based rewards.
Okay.
So it's about tracking and rewarding ambassadors
Yeah.
for their consistent contributions over time.
So it's not just about like one-off achievements.
Right. It's about building a reputation.
Being a reliable member of the community.
Always there to help, always contributing.
That's a really cool idea.
It rewards the people who truly embody the spirit of the program.
I think it's safe to say we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the basics of Holochain.
To the nuts and bolts of this ambassador program.
It's a lot to take in,
It is.
but it's exciting stuff.
It really is.
It shows what can happen when people come together,
Yeah.
identify a need, and come up with a solution.
A community-driven solution.
It's all about that passion, that energy.
That grassroots enthusiasm.
It's inspiring.
It is. It shows you what's possible.
So let's leave our listener with something to think about. What's a big question we should leave him with?
We've talked about how this system could incentivize positive contributions within Holochain. But what if we applied this to other areas?
Ooh, interesting.
Could we use this model to encourage scientific research, artistic creation, community activism?
Could we use it to, like, change the world?
Exactly. It's a question worth pondering.
It really is.
And remember, knowledge is most valuable when it's applied.
So take this information, dear listener.
Think about it, explore it, see how you can use it to make a difference.
Beautifully said.
Thanks.
And remember, the deep dive is always here to help you navigate these complex topics.
Keep learning, stay curious.
We'll see you on the next dive.